these are labor disputes. These are labor disputes with real-world economic impacts. What exactly do these stories, three separate ones, tell you about the current state of the economy and the strength of the worker?
Well, the long-term trend with unions has not changed. It has been down. Last year, in fact, was a record low for union membership. So these stories pop up, and it seems as if that we're about to see a union revival. That has yet to happen. I think what's interesting about these stories, and in particular, I think the dock workers, which also has kind of a U.S. counterpart, which has been an ongoing issue. And what we're seeing in Hollywood is really the role of technology. I think what's interesting here is if technology, in particular AI, if it's as important a technology as it looks like right now, how will workers react now that it's coming for sort of educated upper middle class jobs and not just sort of blue collar industrial jobs?
Now, if that's the case, there's no doubt that despite the soaring valuations, some would even characterize them as bubble-esque for artificial intelligence companies and the massive run-up we've seen, it's fair to say we're still in the early stages, right, of artificial intelligence, machine learning, that sort of thing. No. There's a trend developing, though, where many of these jobs, many of these industries are going to get upended by things like artificial intelligence. How much does that play into some of the worker strife that's happening right now? I think specifically for the Writers Guild, right? I can't imagine AI writing a comedy I want to watch or listen to or see. I mean, some of these jobs have to be safe long term, right?
Yeah, I think first of all, I think you have people right now who read a lot of these scary stories. AI is going to take all the jobs. They're thinking about technology in a way they haven't before. They haven't really worried. So I think it's pretty understandable that they imagine just the sort of scenario that may currently seem unlikely, which is, you can just have a completely written movie or TV series by a few prompts. More likely, and this is something I've been writing about, you're going to also find people who use these technologies to make themselves more efficient, writers who use these to come up with ideas or maybe, flesh out a pitch. So we really don't know to the extent this is going to automate away jobs, complement jobs, create new jobs. Though I think it's pretty understandable at this point for people to be worried. I mean, that's only natural.
This is just anecdotal. I often go to fast food restaurants. I enjoy, certain treats for myself. I've been encouraged by many of these restaurants to use the app to order ahead and then have the food waiting for me when I get there. I think to myself, there aren't that many more, workers out there taking my order anymore. That's just one sliver of it. But how much bigger could that get over the course of the next, say, 10 to 20 years? How many of those, call them minimum wage jobs could really be affected in the next, say, decade or so?
Right. Though, jobs that require still, I think, a lot of human contact and human relations. And in fact, some of those jobs may become more important, if they involve a lot of back and forth and dealing with customers face to face. Where a lot of these AI advances are really more sort of these conceptual jobs. But my favorite example, of course, is bank tellers. Listen, we've had ATMs for a long time. When they first came out, people said, listen, bank tellers, not high-wage jobs, are going away. There's more bank tellers now than when ATMs started because it made it cheaper for banks to open up more branches. There may have been fewer tellers per branch, but more branches. I mean, I think that's a phenomenon we often forget about, which I imagine will continue to play out.